A student at a U.S. Catholic college tells me he's under attack for promoting the church's teaching on marriage. The senior at Providence College in Rhode Island, who is a resident assistant in a dorm, put up this bulletin board. It says, "Marriage the way God intended it, one man, one woman." Campus and administration reaction to that display has raised questions of free speech and the duty of Catholic colleges and universities to promote and defend church teaching. We're joined now by Michael Smalanskas from Providence, Rhode Island. Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
What was your first indication that people were upset?
All sorts of things happened. As soon as I put up the board, fellow RAs, my coworkers, started texting me saying I was being discriminatory. For a few nights, people showed up in my building. The board, I think a total now, was torn down 5 times and put back up every time. I was slandered all over social media. People called for me to be fired. There was a protest, an anti-homophobia protest, as they called it, in response to the board. The whole campus was really up in arms over this.
What was the initial response from the college?
There was very little response. I had a meeting with administrators, the vice president for student affairs, the vice president of mission and ministry, and the school's legal counsel, and I asked them to do some simple things. One was to quickly denounce the hatred and the threats of harassment, to affirm the mission of the college, and to affirm freedom of speech, and they would do none of those things. Initially, they were extremely hesitant to act at all.
Providence College President, Father Brian Shanley, did issue 2 notes, and in the second one to the student body, it denounced the hostility directed at you and said you were entitled to the same respect, charity, and protection that is due any student. Following that, the Bishop of Providence, Thomas Tobin, weighed in, saying prudence is also a virtue that we always need to practice in expressing our Catholic beliefs in a secular, hostile world. How did you take those responses?
I was very disappointed by the president's communication. He very quickly characterized anybody who's concerned about Catholic mission as uncharitable and accusatory. I was very affirmed by the bishop's letter. He really has his finger on the pulse of what the issue is, and while he said the school is at a crossroads, I think he's right, but I would add to that I think it's gone down one of the crossroads, not for the better. And it really needs to take a step back and reevaluate.
When you chose Providence, a Catholic college, did you expect there would be this division in the student body?
I did, and it's gotten worse over my 4 years here. What we're seeing at Providence College now, and I suspect at other schools, is that we're concerned that Catholic teaching isn't even safe on campus. You have, like I said, a progressive group of students who consider church teaching to be hate speech, and in this case considered homophobic. And so the real concern is that Catholic teaching is under assault, and it's not safe, and the people who espouse it are not safe on campus.
What about those who say, hey, these are our First Amendment rights? Just because the college is Catholic doesn't mean we can't express our views.
They have a right to protest. That is their freedom of speech in this country. But the college has an obligation to endorse certain positions. And so when Father Shanley wants to toe a middle line, and he seems to be more interested in appeasing the LGBTQ community rather than standing with church teaching, he's really doing a disservice, because the students are being lied to and told that Catholicism could be watered down to a series of vague platitudes about love and welcoming, and the content of the faith is then vilified.
Michael Smalanskas, a student at Providence College, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.